Hi there and welcome to the Shoe Rainer Drawing School, and this is my drawing of Prince William, and because the royal wedding is just coming up in a couple of weeks' time, and let's not talk about it, let's do it. Well, I had an email just recently from Detroit Buffalo, who on YouTube, who said, how do I do this box thing? Which I did on the Kate Middleton drawing, and do you know, I don't know. And I'm going to have to do another video on how to do this box thing. It's kind of how I analyse a face. I think it's probably a very personal way of how I think about it. I've got this kind of box, and right down the middle, right across the middle is where the eyes are going to go. Okay. And that's going to be kind of the centre spot of the eyeballs. And so I've got a feeling that's just a little bit big. Prince William doesn't have terribly big eyes. And then he has this kind of slightly hooded kind of bit there, and then his eyebrows will go about there. His nose comes down quite straight, and then it's kind of a, I don't know, do you know what a flatworm looks like? It looks like the head of a flatworm. It's that shape. I shouldn't be saying this about our future king, but anyway, so, and his mouth. Prince William is a very smiley person. I think he's actually quite a deep thinking person, but whenever you see him, he's always got a twinkle in his eye. If he's not actually smiling, he always has a little twinkle in his eye. But I think he thinks quite deeply. I think he's been through quite a lot when you think about his mother and everything. And I think he takes things seriously, but doesn't take everything that seriously. Now, this is slightly cartoony actually, because he has got rather a lot of teeth. So I'm making a big thing of his mouth and his teeth, because that's kind of one of the things that really makes him. Now there's the centre line, so you kind of want his ears kind of going out like that, and then this is actually the top. This top of the box is actually kind of the top of his head, and that's kind of going around kind of behind his ears, and then his kind of sideburns come up at an angle there, and then pretty straight across the top of his forehead like that. Actually starting to look like him now, isn't it? His chin comes down slightly below that box like that, and then we want it kind of slightly, he isn't actually that jowly, so try and keep straight to the box. So it's a slightly not a cartoon, what's the word I'm looking for? Slightly caricature-y kind of portrait of him. I'm going to have his tie there. We're going off the screen. I'm just going to move the paper and get that kind of up to the top there. There we go. And we'll get this kind of jacket will come around like that. And somebody asked the other day about if I'm using reference. Well, right at the moment, I'm not. No, I have done. I've done quite a few practice drawings of him, and to kind of learn the shape of his face. And so I'm actually doing this from memory. I haven't got a picture of him in front of me. And then we want his lips. Kind of like that. And I think this kind of lip shape is something that really makes it, you know, that's part of him. So right, and I'm going to start drawing in a bit more. Here we go. So starting to get quite excited about the royal wedding. There's a couple of weeks to go now or something, and I shall be in London on that day. I'm not quite sure how involved we're going to be with it. We're just going to play it by the day. I'm going to be kind of down Bankside, and we could maybe just walk over the bridge. If it was in St Paul's, then that would be great, because it would just be walking over the Millennium Bridge and we'd be right in the wedding. So, but it's not quite that simple. But so now to give that little bit of, you see, if you put a little bit of shading just in underneath there, that kind of puts that little bit of cheekiness in his eyes, and eyebrows like that, and you want these kind of laughter lines, and if we just very lightly shade in his lips like that, and then this will actually be quite dark here because it's kind of shadow in his mouth, maybe just going slightly into his lower set of teeth. Should I be kind of, I don't know, it's very odd when you start talking about people's features, you know, like that. Okay. And put a little bit of shading in there. I'm not drawing in all individual teeth because that starts to look a bit ridiculous, and I don't have time. I think if you're going to draw all the teeth individually, you've got to get them all exactly right, and I don't have the time to do that without making them look a complete mess. And we've got hair coming down. His side band's going to come all the way down there, like that. And I'm just scribbling in his hair, and it goes a bit more rounded actually at the top. And the parting there. But you've very much got this kind of square boxiness on the top there, like that. I think maybe a bit darker like that. Yeah, that kind of looks more like him. Here we go. Actually, this is not too bad, is it? How are we doing? 6 minutes, 7 minutes nearly. Okay, and I'll tie suit. Just put a bit of shade into that just to give it a bit of, and we got kind of manly Adam's apple. So I'll start putting a bit of shading into here now. I think we'll have a bit of shading in around there. I don't think his nose is quite big enough. I don't think I made it quite big enough. We want a bit of shading around there. A bit of shading in up above the eyebrows like that. We're going to want some coming up around there, a little bit up there. And probably in the ears as well. And actually I think that's not too bad, is it really? And I'll just erase some of those outside kind of construction marks. And you see, you can tell I'm an illustrator because I put these little marks in here to go to the kind of little ding 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 marks, kind of adding movement and motion to the thing, you know, which you wouldn't really put into a portrait, would you? I don't think. that's just my way. And I'm doing a little video soon about how to know what kind of an artist you are, and I suppose that's one kind of thing that tells me what kind of an artist I am. I'm putting little motion lines in there because I want to kind of I'm trying to tell a story, I suppose, in some kind of way. Anyway, there's Prince William, God bless him, and if you like that, keep coming back to the Shoe Rainer Drawing channel on YouTube, and in the meantime, keep drawing, keep practicing, and keep looking forward to the royal wedding. Except you're probably watching this in 10 years' time, in which case you missed it. That's the wonder of YouTube. Which way is it? Up here. Subscribe. Okay. And I'll see you next time. You take care. Bye.